何もしてないのに。
Is this legal?
Oh boy, please YouTube, don't delete my channel. I don't know how to approach this one, and lately I am kind of scared of what YouTube family-friendly content might say about this, but either way, let's go. Today's anime review is Kennel Tokorazawa. When you hear phrases like,
before Neon Genesis, anime had a very different form. It was mainly geared for younger audiences like children's shows, not the anime that we know today.
Or phrases like old anime is better, I sometimes wonder, do people really watch how old anime was during the 80s and 90s that weren't the ones airing on TV? Because most of the anime of that era were released in OVAs and not in 12-episode series like it is done today. And I can understand it. Trying to watch some old anime is not easy. Most of the time it is only available in VHS or Laserdisc, which are very old technologies that even for today's standards is so outdated that the new generations might not know what the hell I am talking about. And not just that, sometimes these shows can be found on the internet, but trying to find someone who wants to subtitle them is also a hard task. Just look at me, I uploaded 3 OVAs and nobody wants to subtitle them. To give you a historic perspective, it is the year 1992. Some anime that were airing in that period are Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, Tekkaman Blade, just to name a few if you had a TV back then. But in the corners of Japanese store shelves, there was an OVA about a dog and his owner hiding there, in what I can consider one of the most repugnant plots I have witnessed. Very repugnant that makes me feel filthy that I have knowledge that such amazing animation exists. And there it was, Kennel Tokorazawa. Kennel Tokorazawa is an anime adaptation of a manga with the same name, which is stories about a dog wanting to bang his owner, a schoolgirl called Chika Tokorazawa.
Just why?
And that's the main and only plot of this mess. The worst part of all, this OVA is divided in 3 episodes, a la Generation of Chaos, but instead of 2 there are 3. And let me tell you this, it gets nastier after each episode. The first episode settles the plot with this dumb phrase.
チカちゃんに、そこなんだな。だけど、もちろん、プラトニックラブ。プラトニックラブなんかじゃないんだよな、全然。
But that's not the main issue with this junk of animation. The worst part are the characters. The characters are the most retarded characters I have ever come across to this point in any type of media, and I am not kidding. This society is so fucked up that they think that a teenage girl marrying a dog is fine, that a dog and a human can make babies, somehow, and that having bestiality in front of their eyes is the most normal thing in terms of biology.
I can't believe I just said that.
But it's harder to believe that some idiot thought of this as a great comedy show. For some reason, I am trying desperately to understand what kind of artistic value this has. This saga of videos is driving me insane. I will need another summer break after this. Or maybe I am thinking on the wrong side. Maybe this wasn't for me, or even humans. Maybe this was intended for dogs to be watched, and I have the perfect viewer for this. Meet Mina. She will react to the show, and maybe that was the intention of this animation, to appeal to dogs, somehow. So let's see if she likes it. Oh boy, it seems that dogs weren't part of the core audience neither. She looks like I am torturing her. So yeah, let's stop this before someone calls it animal abuse. Let me explain what all these episodes are about. The first episode tells the story about Chika and how she's tired of hearing the same nonsense everyone is talking. Before continuing, I really want to say this, I really like her design. Maybe I am a little too biased because I love 90s anime style more than anything else in animation, but it's my weak point. Although too bad she's suffering in the most idiotic show to exist. The situation is so stupid that her parents believe that the dog called Rintin is the perfect man for her. The situation gets out of hand and it becomes very idiotic to the point that some bullies want to force her to have sexual relationships with them so she can stop doing the bestiality when she clearly kicks the dog every time he abuses her, and also, how low in life you must be to be jealous of a dog. Along the way, Rintin rescues her at the school because he follows her everywhere. That school must have some weird rules for letting a dog go to a school and stay there. But again, a cat hiding in a backpack and not looking weird at all is somehow possible in Japan also. The first episode ends with Chica making a haircut to Rintin because she wants to become a dog groomer, so she makes a horrible haircut, but I don't feel bad for the stupid dog. So he faints, and that's how the first episode ends. The second episode starts with Rintin wanting to die because he noticed that Chica is not interested in him, and decides to finish his life, although it doesn't happen. Later, Chica's friends decide to visit a resort after having tough days at school, and as always, Rintin follows them, and Chica is all alone saying negative stuff, so this waiter thinks she wants to die. He comes to her and believes he saved her and invites her to see the baby turtles hatching and reaching the sea, while she thinks he's in love with her, and I can't blame her. Being bullied around by everyone around her to make her believe that she's in love with her dog. Also in that resort, Rintin gets sucked by an octopus. Yeah, I said that, and I won't show it. Later, Chica waits for him, but Rintin assaults her again, and the waiter and the visitors get to see the turtles hatching and a horrible dog wanting to hump his owner. This joke feels so forced at this point, but this is the part that makes me say this show and the people working on it must have the smallest brain cells in their skulls. The third episode is about a perverted teacher wanting to bang Chica, meanwhile Rintin also wants to do that, because they went to a school trip to a cemetery and her whole school class is okay with it. What kind of people with the lowest IQ will let that happen? How can a human process this much of an intelligent garbage and say it is okay and be greenlit? You get a stupid story about bestiality and now you add pedophilia to the mix? And somehow it is normal to the society of this world? Really? The author of the manga was on drugs or something for creating one of the most obnoxious, nastiest, and most cancerous storylines in history, and the animation team of Animation 21 thinking this will sell in some way or another? It's way beyond ridiculous! Not only that, the class follows them because it is a test of courage everyone agrees upon. But Chica gets bitten by a snake and instead of helping her because it has poison, they stand there to see if the dog or the teacher will be able to bang the poor girl. And her classmates don't do anything, neither when they saw her with the possibility of dying because she could have poison in her body. I can't believe that every single character that appears here will be this retarded and hate each and every one of them. This show ends with the teacher getting bitten and the dog also getting bitten in his male reproduction system and hinting that there was going to be a second OVA. Thank goodness there was no more from this. Because this OVA is not terrible, it is appalling. What was the intended audience for this? Trying to understand what kind of artistic value the creator of this had, it is not only hard, but confusing. I can't figure out what was the purpose because not even my dog liked it even when it features a dog. And to finish all of this, the strangest thing about this OVA is that at the end there's an interview between the voice actors and it is very creepy, with the actor that makes the voice of the dog wearing a dog costume and acting like one. Yeah, I will stop here. This is why I took a trip for my vacations, but I found weird stuff like Kennel Tokorazawa after I returned in my computer. Well, I think this is the best stopping point for this video. I hope you enjoy it and see you in the next one. Goodbye to all and take care.